So, hello, Real Estate
Okay.
Rockstars. Coach Hannah here. I am welcoming here once again Jim Steele because he knows how to work expired. And if you were listening to our discussion the previous week, he actually spilled that expireds are back. That you are. I still have my notes from last week. I think you were saying that you're getting 6 to 8 calls or 6 to 8 numbers to
Six
contact.
to eight leads per day pretty consistently.
Six
Yeah.
to eight leads per day. That's gold mine. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I would love to continue what we started last week, if you don't mind. Somewhere
Okay.
in the middle of the half an hour, I will share more information about your upcoming course, which is starting next week. But before we
Right.
will get there, you know what? How about we will touch a little bit more or focus a little bit more on follow-up? What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. Follow-up's the most important part. I mean, it's easy to make the first call and everything, but if you don't get them, which you won't, okay, so listen to me. They're not going to pick up probably 95% of the time. All right. It's just not going to happen. Many people have, spam killer and all these different apps, robo killer that blocks calls and things. So they're not going to pick up right away. So you have to follow up, and follow up is the key to success.
I
So
love it.
what you want to do is the first thing I always recommend is the first thing you do when you get a lead is call them. That's number one. If they don't answer, then I don't leave a voicemail the first time.
Tell me why.
Okay.
Tell me why. Why is
Because they're not going to call me back. I
that?
know that. I'm not new at this, They're not going to call me back. But what I do is I don't leave a voicemail. Then I wait like a minute and then I call them again. I call back. Because a lot of times people won't answer it the first time. But if it comes right back again, now the curiosity gets to them. And they're like, oh, you know what? And I myself have fallen for that. If somebody calls me twice and I think, oh, maybe they know me, maybe I've inherited $1 billion from some rich uncle overseas I didn't even know I had. I don't know. I'm going to answer this one. They got me. So that's effective. If they don't answer that time, though, then what do we do?
Yeah.
Well, the easiest way to reach these people in this day and age is by text. Text works. You're going to be 85 to 90% more likely to get somebody to respond to you on a text rather than a phone call. So I just text them. And the text is very simply this. And this is what Barino taught us all. And the text was, is the home on 123 Main Street still available? Boom. I don't identify myself as an agent, nothing else like that. Is the home 123 Main Street still available? Almost, clear to 100% of the time, they will respond back and they will say, yes, it is, or no, it isn't, depending on what the situation is. So if they say yes, then I say, well, great. I don't know if you're aware that it's not being marketed by your agent anymore because it has expired off of the MLS. And my specialty is selling homes that other agents couldn't sell. And I wondered if I could get a few moments of your time to talk to you about it. And that's what I send back on the text. Sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they'll say no, and sometimes they'll disappear forever. I'll never hear from them again. I'm assuming they blocked my number. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of the guess. But the point is, you have to try multiple different ways to get in touch with these people.
Mm-hmm.
So texting is next. The next thing I really like, and we're doing a lot more of this now, again, you have to respond to the times. Technology is our friend, and using the advantages that we have in technology, can be to your benefit. So the next thing we do is, I think a video is phenomenal. First of all, the saying, or I shouldn't say saying, but the stat is with the National Association of Realtors that 84%, I believe was the last number I ever heard, of people will meet with the first agent they meet face to face. Okay, they'll work with the first agent they meet. So if you send them a video you're kind of the first agent, right? Like they're seeing you face to face. So, and then, you know, you say just something along the lines of, hey, you know, the reason I'm reaching out is your home had expired off the MLS. And my specialty, I always say my specialty, you have to have, there has to be some compelling reason that they're going to respond to you. Now remember, they're mad because they had a goal that went unmet. It did not happen. So they're kind of just, you know, they're turned off right now. So I think say, look, I understand that this happened, but my specialty is fixing your problem. What problem you have now is my specialty, and that is selling homes that other agents weren't able to sell. And what I'd love to do,
right at the sore spot with something what can fix it. So
absolutely,
language is so important to us because words are spells, right?
yeah, exactly. And you want to empathize with them. I understand you're upset. It didn't go your way. You had whatever reason you had to sell is on hold. You know what your goal was is right now on hold. And I'm here to tell you I can fix that. So they'll respond to that. You know, they'll respond to that. The
So
next thing then,
how about the video? You tapped into a video, but then we segued a little more. So how exactly you approach the video option of getting in front of your potential clients?
Well, I mean, I use BombBomb. There's plenty of different services that send videos. Vimeo is one, and if the agent has KV Core, there's Core Video that's built right into it, which is very inexpensive. But you need some kind of software that will allow you to record a video and embed it in the text or in an email. I prefer the text. I just think texting is better. People spend so much more time on their phones now. I mean, every single time I go anywhere, all I see is people with their faces like just buried in their phone. They're just buried in their phone. So I might as well pop up on there with a beautiful video and say, hello, hello. Exactly. And so I prefer texting, but some services you may not be able to text. So then email is your only other option. Send them an email and do like no longer than a 20 to 30-second video, because that's about their attention span. So you want to get to the point real quick. And the point is, my specialty is selling houses other agents couldn't, and yours isn't being marketed anymore because it expired. And I would like to set up a time to sit with you and show you a custom marketing plan that will get you guaranteed results and sell your home. Boom.
Wow.
And that's it.
That's it. Don't want to get into too much details. Yes, you have to get face to face. Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to give them too much on the first conversation. You don't want to tell them too much, because that leaves nothing, you know, to go over when you meet with them. So all your goal should be on that first contact is to get a time to meet with them and come out and look at the house. So I go right for that. If I can show you a way that, you know, in the next 30 to 60 days to get your home sold at a great price, would you meet with me for 15 minutes? I could just come out, take a look at your house, chat with you, show you some of my marketing ideas, and see. What I always say is, see if we're a match. You know, like, did we get along? Like, are we pals? Because remember, people will do business with you if they like and trust you.
Yeah.
So we have to be a match for that to happen. Now, look, some people I might rub the wrong way. Some people rub me the wrong way. So I may go out and say, you know, I don't want to work with them. There's whatever reason, I don't feel like that's a good match.
Well, it gets very emotional, right? Buying, selling homes, it just goes really deep. People have no idea. We have idea because it's our daily work. But if you're going to spend with someone couple of weeks, maybe sometimes even months, you know, who knows, it can get heated, and you have to you want to make sure at the very beginning that you are a good match. It goes both ways. And
you have to set that expectation right up front. And one of the things that I talk about when I go out and meet with them, which that'll be covered in much more detail in the upcoming boot camp that we're going to be doing, but they you know, look, we're a team. Okay, we're partners. We have the same goal. And that goal is to sell your house for as much money as we can get for your house.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. So I always take that we're on the same side thing, you know.
Yeah.
And they like that, you know, they want that feeling that I'm in their corner, I got their back. You know, I'll handle everything. They don't need to worry about it. In fact, I always tell them start packing because I sell all my houses. So you might as well just start packing, you
And
know.
call a stager.
And they like that. They like the confidence, you know, they want that.
Yeah.
So, but basically, those are the things I recommend. So, what I'd say that for the follow up, what I say to do is this: 4 contacts the first day. You're going to call them, text them, video, very important, and email them. That way, they've heard from you 4 different times in 4 different mediums the same day. That is huge. If you don't hear from them, do it again tomorrow.
Same
Call.
lineup.
All 4 things. So you have now 8 contacts, 8 different types of in 48 hours, right? Well, 24 hours, I guess, technically 24 hours.
Would you send the same video or?
No, I would change it up a little bit.
Okay.
I'd change it up. The second one, I'd say, hey, just reaching back out. I hadn't heard back from you. I just wanted to make sure you got my video and, you know, let me know how I can help you, that kind of thing, you know. Then it becomes a follow-up. You know, if you haven't heard from them after 8 attempts to contact them, then it gets to the point where you have to put them in a follow-up system, your CRM, and continually follow up. So I wait 2 days. I do it again. So now I've got 12 contacts in the first week. Yeah. 12 different attempts. If I still don't hear from them, I may go as far, and again, agents who are listening, it's not COVID time anymore. We're allowed to do this. If I want it bad, I'll go to their house. I'll take the package that I'm going to show you guys how to put together, and I'll take it and drop it right on their front porch, knock on the door, see if they're there. If they're not, I leave it on the porch. Hey, I was just trying to reach out to you about this. You know, I left you a couple dozen messages or so, you know, different things. Because remember, one thing may not work. Some people are much more inclined to stick with one type of communication than mixing them around. Like, so texting may work for one person, may not work at all for this person, especially if they're older. They may not even text. So your message isn't even getting to them. They may not email. They may only talk on the phone, you know, so you have to, that's why you have to try all the things. I stopped short of stalking them on social media. I think that's a little forward. But if I looked up their profile, okay, like on Facebook, let's say, and I saw that we had mutual friends, but we ran in the same circles or something, then I wouldn't mind reaching out to them and saying, hey, you know, I'm a friend of Bob's, you know, and saw that you were friends with him, and I saw that your home had expired. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I reached out to you to see if you were taken care of. If, you know, I can help you with anything, just reach back out, let me know. You know, very unthreatening like that. You know, you don't want to jump right into, I want to list your house. You know, I kind of liken it to, like, you know, dating. Like, you know, your first date, you're not just jumping in the, you know where in the bed and stuff. You got to kind of earn that. You got to talk.
I know. That was another thing Bruno was saying. You cannot propose on first date.
Yeah, you can't just say, hey, let's get married. You know, I just met you 1 minute ago. So you have to kind of, you know, do it the other way and kind of more finesse, you know, kid gloves, you know, kind of finesse them a little bit.
It takes time to build a like and trust and confidence. And even though, like right now, based on what you are sharing here with us today, is that there is a day 1 for touches, day 2 for touches, then 2 days break, and then another 4 touches, and then visit in person. So
and then after that, if they don't reach out, after that, after all those touches, if they haven't reached out, then you put them on a, you know, on your CRM on a drip campaign. Let that keep in touch with them. Call them every week. I'll call them every week for 10 weeks. So now I got 10 extra phone calls. If they're not answering by then, you know what? Then it's not going to happen. And you know, they may have already relisted. So I would always keep an eye on, I would always check the MLS to see if it didn't go back active or something like that. You know, don't waste your time. You know, a lot of mistakes, one of the big mistakes that I see a lot of agents make is they cling on to it. It's dead. Let it go. You know, we're on to the next one.
I'm looking for an object. That horse is dead.
That horse is dead.
That was a reference to Monty Python, in case you don't know.
And the key is just don't take it personally. You know, they're going to be, you know, some people will be very mean, very gruff on the phone, very short with you, because again, they're upset. They had this wish, and it didn't happen. So you know, basically, they're going to take it out on you. You know, and you got to understand it's not personal. Like they don't know you.
Can, but you have to recover as quickly as you can. Even if someone yells at you, just always come from the service point of view. And here I would recommend what Tony Robbins is coaching: change your physiology, couple jumping jacks, go to a kitchen, have a glass of water, and then go straight back to it and visualize someone who is actually looking for an agent like you. There are people who need your help, right?
Well, there've been 1,000 so far. So, I mean, again, yeah, it's worked that many times. Yeah, it's just, again, it's a question of persistency. And remember, they may be, you don't know what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
You know, they could be, you know, there could be a personal issue that's keeping them away from you for a couple of weeks. And then they keep seeing your name pop up and they, oh yeah, I got to call Jim. I got to call Jim.
Yeah.
I need to get this done. So that's why you don't give up. You know, one of the things we always say on the team is follow up till they buy or die. Like, you know, if they call me as the team leader and say, hey, tell this person to stop calling me all the time.
Like, okay, great. I'm gonna do a little let's do a little commercial break, because with Jim, not only you will learn how to get expireds, but you'll be entertained as well. I promise. His course bootcamp starts December 7th, 2023. That's next week. And it will be at 2 p.m. for 4 weeks. And here, this is a special bonus. When we were putting this course on a Real Estate Rockstars calendar, we agreed that overlapping it into the next year actually will benefit you, because when the year ends and a new begins, there are a lot of expireds, right?
There's going to be a ton on New Year's Day, like 1,000 in your market.
There you go, and you will be ready.
So many of them will expire on that day.
So guys, don't get lazy. Don't get into, I'll be chilling through the holidays. No. You got to step on a pedal so your competition is behind your back. So now let's go. The time is running up. I have a couple of questions. Can we go through them, Coach Jim?
Yes, sure. Of course.
Excellent. So I have a question. What if you get someone on the phone, but it's not a decision maker? So, you know, in the house, it can be a kid who picks up the phone. It can be aunt visiting. How quickly do you figure out who you are talking with? What are your questions once the conversation starts?
I mean, the way I find out right away is I've got their name. So if I'm calling Bob, I say, is this Bob? You know, they're not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, if a female answers, I know it's not Bob.
Okay.
So then I'll say, is this Mrs. Smith or whatever their name?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Fantastic. And I go right into my thing. Well, Mrs. Smith, my name's Jim Steele with Remax Champions, and the reason I'm calling, blah blah blah. And I go right into my, you know, I'm the first agent to call about your house, because believe me, even though it might be in the husband's name, the wife makes the decisions. I understand that much. If it's a kid. No, I'm serious. You know, I know I've been married 30 years. I know how this game is played. So if it's a kid, just is mommy or daddy there? You know, I mean, depending on how old they are. You know, and a lot of times, sometimes, you know, it could be a situation where it's like in the name of a trust or something like that, or it was in mom's name, but she passed away, and the kids are selling the house now. Or, you know, there's a lot of different scenarios like that. But I don't really get hung up on that. I mean, I just, you know, is Mrs. Smith there, or is, you know, Chuck there? I mean, I don't know, whoever it is. Again, I'm very conversational with them. So I mean, the point is, I want to get my point across that, you know, You tried to sell it, it didn't work. My specialty is selling houses that they couldn't sell. Let's talk about it. And
Okay.
just it's my approach.
When it comes to like a long-term follow-up, what was your longest follow-up which end up with you getting the listing?
Oh man. I mean, a year.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, I remember one went a whole year. Yeah, for sure. Longer than a year, maybe like a year and 2 months or something like that. And I
Was there a
just
reason for it?
they just weren't ready. They, just kind of the whole thing turned them off. And I was just following. Finally, one day they just called me out of the clear blue sky and said, "You've been sending me, emails and stuff for a long time." And she goes, "I really like your persistence. We're ready to sell." Cool. All right, let's go. So
Yeah.
again, that's why I say follow up till they buy or die. Just don't, it's so easy with these systems now with all these CRMs. Just put them on a drip campaign. It's going to reach out to them for you, and let it run. And then when they're ready, they'll reach out to you. If you
That's
see
right.
anything, another thing is if you see any like if they're in a specific neighborhood and you notice that a house just sold in there, or you have a listing in there or something that went on, then I would reach back out to them if they haven't heard. Hey, just want to let you know we listed 123 Main Street in there. So if you're still thinking about selling, I'd love to talk to you about it. That kind of thing. Just kind of keep in touch with them.
Okay. With the CRM, it's obviously oriented toward email communication. What if you don't have an
Hmm.
email and you still would
Well,
like
the
to get in
text,
front of the seller's text?
text, text. Texting is way more effective than anything else. It's far more effective. But again, if they don't have, if they're older or whatever, they don't have email and they don't text and they're not used to phone, and you want us to help them, go to the house.
Yeah.
There's no reason you can't. I get
Good
dudes knock on my
old-fashioned way.
door every
What
day.
would be, what would be the best time to go on door knocking? Let's talk about door
Personally, I
knocking.
always thought the best time was like on Saturday morning, late morning, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock on Saturday. They're most often home. They're not stressed with work, unless they work like, on Saturday. I guess that could happen. But for the most part, the best times I always had were on Saturday. We'd just go out, I'd take one of my team members, we just pile in the car, go out and hit, some listings, hit some expired listings. Used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
So it went away with COVID. We stopped doing it totally. And then of course, recently, right after COVID, everything's been so great since COVID that there weren't very many expired listings. Everything was selling. Only now, because the interest rates are up and everything, are we starting to see them again. So we just dust off our, packages and stuff and say, okay, we're back in this swing. And that's one thing that you need to do is you got to be reactive to the market.
Yeah.
When the market changes, you got to change. You have to do it differently. So, but right now, that would be very effective. Go out and knock on their door.
Yeah.
Hey, am I the first agent to stop by? I would say that, and, just take the same script from the phone and just say, am I the first agent to drop by about your house? Everyone
Yeah.
would be like, yeah, almost always yes.
Wow.
So that's something else to think, because most agents are afraid to do it. They're not going to do it. So be different. You
Yeah.
be
Be
different, you
different.
get the business. Because here's what I always say. This is what I say when I knock on the door. I'd say, am I the first agent to say, yeah, you actually are? I said, yeah, I like to do things differently. I bet I bet you're wondering what I would do differently to sell your house. So now I'm doing things differently, and they see that. They see proof of that because I'm standing there on their porch. Well, I
Yeah.
wonder what you would do differently to sell my house. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Just again gives you
Opens
more
up
credibility.
opens up the conversation, and if you're
Yeah,
not asking questions which require yes and a no, then it can get you in a door, and once it gets you in
I've
a
had people invite me straight into the house, right, like that. Bam, come on in.
oh,
So again, you never know.
yeah.
The key is just like just talk to as many people as you can,
Yeah.
whether it's on the phone, whether it's on text, whether it's in person. Have conversations with people,
Yeah. And
and
both
you'll
you and I
be
know
good.
that expireds are the low-hanging fruit. They already
Yeah,
wanted to sell, they already were on the market. So
Right.
that's the easiest clientele, even though they might be bitter at the beginning. You just have to help them understand
You
that you are
gotta you
friend.
gotta just be empathetic with them and be on their side, understand what they're going through, and show them that you can solve that problem. Whatever their problem is, you can fix it. I got
Yeah,
you covered. I can take care of this.
I got you. My favorite sentence. Well, Jim, thank you so much for your time.
No
Whoever
problem.
is watching and would like to get to know how to work expireds, please check the link below. We'll add a link to the course. You can sign up. And the course is starting next week, December 7th. It will always run at 2 o'clock for 4 weeks. And we are ending, last session is December 4th. So I would like to invite everyone who would like to take the advantage of thousands of expireds, which will roll over from this year into a new year. So when is the best time? Now.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Thank you again for your time. Greetings to your sunny Florida. We are freezing our behinds in Virginia. So
It's
enjoy it.
sunny here today, but still only in the 60s. For us, that's a little chilly.
Only in the 60s. Oh, I'm suffering here. But it could be worse, but it's sunny here as well. Thank you so much for your time, Jim, and I'm looking
Oh, it's
forward
my
to
pleasure.
see you soon.
All
Bye-bye.
right, we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.